Hello beautiful people, my name is Jane and welcome back to my channel. I am so happy to be talking to you guys today. I want to take a moment to say a very big thank you to everybody that has been following my channel from the time that I started, and for everybody that has subscribed to my channel recently and has become a part of this family. I want you guys to know that I do not take you for granted and I really appreciate having you here. So thank you guys so much. Now in today's video I'm going to be talking about love. I know I always talk about relationships, I always talk about love, because in as much as we in this world today try to act as if we don't need love, we don't need relationships, like it's still a big deal. Even if we don't accept that it's that important, everybody knows that it's still a big deal. People still live their lives hoping to meet that one true person, hoping to meet their soulmate, hoping to experience the ultimate love and all these things. And we're still obsessing about relationships, and that's just the truth. I know in this past few months, I know a lot of relationships that has started, that has ended, that are still progressing, trying to find their bearings and all that. So I know that love is important. It's important to you, it's important to me, and that's why I want to clarify something about love and relationships in 2021 in this video. There was a video I made some time ago about loving from a place of need and loving from a place of abundance. And somebody commented on that video, and that's why I'm making this video. I feel the need to expand on that topic. I feel the need to talk more on that topic. We all need love, depending on the kind of love that you need. And that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. The types of love out there, and how to identify the one that you need, and how to go about getting it. Because most times we get disappointed in relationships, in love, because we did not take the time. We did not even know that there are types of love out there. That love is not just love. Yeah, love is not just love. There are types of love out there. And depending on what you want and what you're looking for and how you go about getting it, that's what is going to determine whether you're going to be fulfilled, whether you're going to be happy in it, or whether it's going to be what you hoped it's going to be. If you're already in a relationship, everybody knows that relationships, whether you're dating somebody or you're already married, you know it's not a bed of roses. These things require you to put some effort into it. But if you already know what you're there for, if you already know what to expect, it makes things a whole lot easier. That's what I'm trying to clarify in this video. So you don't go into a romantic relationship expecting your partner to love you the way that only your father or your mother or God can love you, or only you can love yourself. So when you are with somebody, you know what to expect from them. And when you're with your parents, you know what to expect from your parents. When you're with yourself, you know what to expect from yourself. When you talk about self-love, you know what it is that you're supposed to be doing for yourself, what self-love actually means. So that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. So without wasting much time, let's get into it now. I'm going to start by telling you the types of love out there. I mean, there are so many of them actually. When I started making my research on this topic, I found out that there are so many types of love out there. Like everything that resembles love, that looks like love, that you're thinking, this thing might be love, it actually has a name. So there are so many types of them out there, and being able to identify the one that you're seeing, the one that you're feeling, is going to help you in being able to express yourself and being able to understand when people express themselves in love to you. Now, because there are so many of them, I have limited time, I'm not going to be talking about all of them, but I'm going to be focusing on the main ones, which are number one, the one on top of the list. This one is the love to rule all the other loves. This one is the most important. No, they're all important, but this one is like, the ultimate love, and that is agape love. This is the love that is believed by so many religions to be the love that God has for us human beings. This is the only unconditional love out there. This is the only love that does not require you to do something, to be something, to actually be loved. It's just like the love that God has for us, like I said before. God does not love you because of what you do, or because of what you can give him, or because of what you can be. He just loves you because he loves you, because you are his child, because he loves you. So that is agape love. It has been argued whether parents, fathers and mothers, whether they also have agape love for their children, but it has been believed that the love that the parents have for their children is called storge, or in some cases, filial love. This is the love that a parent has for a child. This is the love that makes a parent, when a parent sees a big burning building and he or she believes that his or her child is inside that building, don't necessarily care about the physical injuries or what might happen to them if they enter into a burning building to save their child. They will do it. This is the love that makes a parent put a child's needs before their own. They want to go on vacation, but their child has to go for a school competition or for whatever they feel like is going to give the child a better future, and they will forfeit their own desires, they sacrifice their own needs just to give that child what they believe that child needs. So that is the love that a parent can give a child. A parent, for most parents, not all parents, their children comes first for them. For parents, they still expect you to be a certain way. They still expect you to be a good child, to go to school, to get good grades, to do something meaningful with your life, to not waste your life. They expect you to be a certain way, to be a mirror of them, or to be better than them, depending on the kind of parents that you have. So even in filial love, even in storge love, there are still things expected of you. So it's not unconditional. Even though they love you, it's believed that they are supposed to love you, not all the time, not all parents. They're supposed to love you in every and any condition, and that can be translated into it not being conditional, even if it's the closest thing to agape love, which is the only unconditional love. This love is not looking at what you can give, what you can be, or what the person giving this love, which is often God, is not expecting you to do something in return. Even though there are things that are expected of you, but whether you do these things or not, God is still going to love you regardless. Now, having talked about this, there's also platonic love. There's the love that this can exist between two friends. They have a good relationship with each other that is not erotic. They're not really expecting you to. It's not a romantic love, but it's often the type of love that exists between friends. It can look a bit like filial love most times, or even storge love, depending on the kind of friends or extended family members that you have. So they can resemble each other sometimes, and that's platonic love. Now, let's go into romantic love, because that is the love that has been spoiling things up and down. So, romantic love often is the love that exists between a man and a woman. This is often the love that promotes the world population. That's romantic love. Romantic love is often the love that exists between a husband and a wife, a boyfriend and a girlfriend that have eyes for each other and be there for each other, be a companion for each other and help each other out in life. Now, in today's world, I have come to realize, even from experience, that most people often go into relationships expecting their wife, their girlfriend, their husband, their boyfriend to give them the filial love, to be a father to them, basically, or a mother to them, basically. You expect your girlfriend to love you the way that only your mother can love you, or only your father can love you. And you're expecting your girlfriend, whom you're supposed to have a romantic love with, to give you the filial love. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that there are no relationships that has all these things incorporated in them. Maybe not in the same amount, right? Not in the same amount, but there are times when all these loves come to play in that relationship. And often those are the relationships that we call healthy relationships. Those are the relationships that has stood the test of time. Those are relationships that have seen good, bad, and ugly days. And they get to that point where they understand each other to the point where they know when their partner needs romantic love. when their partner needs them to be a brother or to just play other roles. They are not just there as a boyfriend. But having said that their relationship that has all these elements, I want us to look at when you're going into a relationship, when you want to love somebody. Okay, first, I forgot to mention one of the most important loves, and that's the number 5. I've mentioned agape, I've mentioned philia or storge love, I've mentioned romantic love. I forgot to mention self-love. Self-love is one of the most important loves out there, and self-love most times originates from agape or filial love, because when you're born into a family where you experience the way you experience love when you were born and nurtured often helps you in developing self-love and the language that you speak, your self-love language. Yes, there's something called self-love language. So if you don't have love within you already, if you don't know what love is, if you don't know the definition of love, if you don't know what it is, it's going to be hard for you to identify it with other people. So first, as a human being, you're supposed to be able to define love for yourself, know what it means to love yourself. What are those things that when you do them for yourself, you feel like you're floating, you feel like you're on cloud 9? What are those things? And be able to develop your love language by yourself first, so that when you meet somebody, you're hoping to have the ultimate love someday, so that when you meet somebody, you're able to look at that person and recognize the things they do in them that translates to love to you. Let me explain what I mean. If, for instance, you grew up in an environment where love was often expressed as abuse or violence, it's going to be difficult for you to meet somebody tomorrow that is not violent and abusive and view them as love. This might be difficult for you to understand if you don't live, if this is not your reality, because personally, I've heard people say that if a boyfriend or a husband does not beat them, that means the person does not love them, because they believe that for love to be complete, there has to be that time where you get so angry that you get physical with them. There just has to be that chaotic aspect of it for it to feel like love to them. And you can't blame people like this, because for them, that's what translates to love. So that's what I mean when I say that self-love is often the foundation of what your relationship with somebody else is going to be. The relationship that you have with yourself often goes a long way when it comes to the relationship that you're going to have with other people when you go into a romantic relationship. So all these loves are important, right? If a person has a family that loves him or her, they have their filial love on lock. They have a relationship with God that makes them feel loved by God. They have their agape love on lock. They also have self-love. They have a good relationship with themselves. They have a good love foundation with themselves. So they have self-love on lock. When they meet you, or when they go into a relationship with you, you tend to not have too much pressure, or let me not say pressure, but you tend to not have too much expected of you as their partner. They have a relationship, they're not putting all these needs for love that they have from, all around on just one person, just concentrating it on one person and trying to get all that from one person. I'm not saying that there will not come a time when you play the part or the role of a family to them. That's not what I'm saying. But it's often easier for you to take turns to know what they need when they need it and be that for them. Know when to love them. Even in you being a romantic interest, you know when to love them unconditionally. And the fact that you expect something from them in your romantic love does not take away the fact that you love them. So what I'm trying to say basically is that having all these other aspects of your life on lock kind of like puts less pressure and less strain on your romantic relationship. If a person does never had, or let's say a person had the philia storge love at some point in their life, and then they lost it. Let's say for a child that lost his or her parents very early in life, and they used to be the apple of their mother or their father's eyes. Life happened, and then the father or the mother died. The person might believe that they don't have daddy or mommy issues, which is true, you don't. But the truth is, there has that gap, that vacuum, that love vacuum has already been created in your life. Most times, a lot of people go through life trying to fill that void, trying to use the romantic love, the love that other people can give them to fill that void. The love that your parents have for you is unconditional in a way. Your parents can sacrifice things for you that a romantic interest might not necessarily do the same, might not be able to sacrifice the same things that your parents can sacrifice for you. Your parents can put you in a position, in a place where a romantic interest might not necessarily do the same. So if you have that void in you for kind of love that your parents can give a child, then you meet somebody and you're expecting them to be your parents or to love you the way that your parents would love you, because that's the love that you need. You don't necessarily need romantic love, but because you don't know that there are different types of love, you thought that love is love. If this person says they love me, then their love will automatically fill the void that I carry inside of me from losing my parents early in life. You're going to be disappointed in most cases, unless the person, the love interest, is somebody that understands the kind of love that you need and they are able to give it to you. That's the only way you don't get to. But you still have that moment where you feel like he's loving you the way your parents would have, but he's not your parents. So it's life. The essence of this video is understanding why most times when you're in a relationship with somebody that loves you, you know that this person loves you. You can see their efforts. But somehow it's just still not enough. And sometimes you wonder whether there's something wrong with you. Why can't you just take this love that this person is giving you and just be content and just be okay with it? That's why most times you see people, they try to, even when they're with somebody, they're still trying to get attention from other people. It's just you not being able to process what it is that you need exactly in your life to know how to go about getting it. If what you need is agape love, and the only person that can give you this love is God, and you don't have a good relationship with God, instead of looking for that in a romantic interest or in a romantic relationship, you need to find ways to have a relationship with God, to better the relationship that you already have with God. If what you need is the love that your parents can give you and you don't have a good relationship with your parents, it's never too late to try to mend what is broken. Find out the reason why you don't have that relationship with your parents. If it's something you can talk about, you can talk about it. There's some parents, it's not every parent out there that knows that they're supposed to love their child like this. It's not every parent out there that is capable of giving this love that we're talking about to a child. So there are people that even if they talk to their parents about it, they are still never going to get it because a person can't give you what they don't have. I said this in my other video. You don't know how your parents' relationship was with their own parents and how they got to this point where they are now, where they can't relate with you the way you want them to relate with you or to relate to you. They can't do it. So if you've tried, but what I'm saying is trying to mend relationships, trying to make your life as balanced as possible so you don't take so much and put it into one thing, so much so that this is so full that it's overflowing, but every other aspect is empty. That way you're not going to be as fulfilled as you might be or as you might want to be. So that's what I'm trying to explain in this video. Understanding the type of love that you need. And how do you do that? Sit down, ask yourself, what does love mean to you? Why do you want to date somebody? When you date somebody, what kind of relationship are you expecting? Do you envision when you close your eyes that you're going to have with that person? What are you expecting that person to do for you? From the answers that you give yourself, if you're single or if you're in a relationship, ask yourself, what do you expect from this person? What is it that you feel like if this person should do this right now, you're going to feel loved? And why is it that you feel that way? And if you come to the conclusion that the kind of love that you're expecting or you're looking for from them is the kind of love that only God or your parents or your family members or yourself can give yourself, then there's no point you looking for it in a place where you're not going to find it. Because what's going to happen is that you're going to keep putting pressure on somebody to be something that they are not. If there's no way you can get it, you have to learn how to be that for yourself. Because self-love is so vast. It's knowing the things that you need so much so that nobody else in this world can give it to you, and finding ways to give those things to yourself. That's the essence of self-love. If you need to take some time to find ways to anticipate your needs better, all these things are going to help you in not just your relationships with other people, but your relationship with yourself. And like I said, it often starts with you. What love means to you, what love translates to you. So all these things, it's a journey. But just so you don't go through life, or so far you don't go through relationships and keep looking for one thing, but you don't know what that one thing is. But the only thing you know is that you never get it in a relationship. I mean, let it be that even if you go into a relationship tomorrow that has all these things, that has a partner that has seen the good, the bad, and the ugly days with you, they understand and they take time to be all these things for you. Let it be a plus. But be intentional in your love. Be intentional in your expectations when it comes to love and when it comes to relationships. This will go a long way in fulfilling you and giving you the things that you need without really taking a lot from you. Because I know people that have suffered in love. They have suffered in love. They just keep going through it, wasting their time thinking that they are patient, waiting for something that is never going to happen. So being intentional, knowing what it is that you need exactly, and knowing whether this thing that you're about to do with this person, whether going to date this person is going to give you that or not, and what you expect. So that will go a long way in making things a whole lot easier and better for everybody. So like I said in the beginning of this video, we might say, love, nobody's thinking about love. I'm thinking about money. I'm trying to make it in life and all those things. But the truth is, if you look closely, you see that most of the things that we strive for, you want to have a better life, you want to give your children the best. How are you going to get children? Is it not by falling in love with somebody and then marrying the person and then building a family with the person? You're trying to live a comfortable life. You want to be lovable. You want to be successful. You want people to admire you. All these things still comes down to love. The kind of future that you want to have. The kind of future you want to have with your children, with your wife. So you might say love is not all that important. I don't really care about love. But deep down inside you're lying. Because there is that thing that we human beings have inside of us that God has put there, and that's that need for companionship. It just depends. Just like I said, you might not want the same kind of love that every other person wants, but the truth is you want it, and only you knows the type that you want. But there is a type of love that you want. It might not be the normal conventional one that everybody else wants, but you want it, you need it. And no matter, you might say, oh, I've seen Shaggy, I've seen Pepe. When it comes to love, I don't want love anymore. Love is not on my mind right now. Truth is, it's not your mind. It might not be at the forefront right now because of you feel like there are more important things and you want to push those things to the front, which is understandable. But the truth is, it's still there. Because last, at the end of the day, when you have made it, what will you use the money for? So, having said all that, I hope that you become more intentional. And don't underestimate the power of therapy. Therapy does not necessarily make all your problems go away. No, but it gives you clarity of thoughts, being able to process your thoughts better. If you can't afford therapy, you need to have a sensible person in your life. You need to watch my videos more. You need to, if you have not subscribed to my channel, you need to subscribe to my channel. Sometimes I share very important tips and messages. So most times, all these things, they come from very long research, understanding, learning. So most of the things that I share here are the things that I learn. And if you let it's going to help you. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, but especially for watching it till the end. I really appreciate having you guys here, and please, if you can relate to this video, there's so many other videos I have in my channel that would also resonate with you. So please do well to check all my other videos out and subscribe. The reason why I'm saying you should subscribe is so that you can turn on the notification. That's the bell icon. So you get notified every time that I drop a video. So you can, because you never know, today's video might not really resonate with you, but you don't know what I'm going to share next. And what I'm going to share next might be for you. So please become a member of this family. I am really going to appreciate having you here. And thank you again for watching this video. If you like it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.